Right now, Madison police are launching an internal investigation over a video that appears to show excessive force on a 17-year-old.
And a controversial abortion bill is headed to Governor Evers' desk after passing through state legislation.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday, June 6th. That is also the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
You might have just caught some of the live coverage from CBS News over in France this morning. You get a little choked up seeing those veterans. Really historic there. We're going to talk more about how the world is commemorating that turning point in World War II. That's coming up a little bit later in the show.
First, let's get to meteorologist Hattie McLean on a Thursday morning, and more sunshine on the way for us today.
We do have a beautiful forecast coming up. You may have noticed, though, a little foggy outside in some parts of the area. Take a live look from the WISC-TV sky cam. There's definitely some low-level moisture left in the atmosphere, but the sun is quickly climbing above that a little bit of cloud cover. So the sun will take care of any fog pretty fast this morning. Visibility, though, is near zero in Monroe and Prairie du Chien. It's down to just a half a mile in Mineral Point. Not a huge issue yet here in Madison. Temperatures are in the 50s here in Madison, but 60s to the south and west. Should be a pretty quick warm up today with temperatures topping in the upper 70s. Plenty of sun later on this afternoon. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. Show you what's happening on the roads right now. A few brake lights starting to show up on the Beltline at Stoughton Road, so starting to get a little busier there, but no accidents to report. Keep in mind, though, the patrol starts monitoring the interstate in Dane County for speeders, likely by air. So no speeding on the interstate today.
Gotta watch that speed. Triple checking all the time, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
First this morning, the Madison Police Department is launching an internal investigation after an officer was accused of using excessive force during an incident with a 17-year-old. This is home surveillance video of that incident. The boy's mother declined to comment, but a family friend told News 3 Now that the teen was in a mental health crisis at the time that had started earlier in the day at school. Police say the teen was showing them threatening behavior.
If he was following procedures, which I don't believe he was for a child that was in a crisis, then something's wrong with the procedures.
When officers got to the teen's house, that's when the stories start to differ. The video shows police grabbing the teen as he walks by. Officers say he resisted getting handcuffed, then spit at them, leading police to put a mesh spit hood over his head. Family friend Brandy Grayson says the teen did not resist arrest. The police report notes one officer, quote, delivered several strikes in order to gain control. Police will not comment until their internal investigation is over. Officers say the boy has been taken to Winnebago Mental Health.
A suspect in an hours-long standoff in Waukesha County is still in critical condition this morning. Police started pursuing a stolen minivan Tuesday around rush hour time on I-94. The driver refused to surrender, so police used spike strips and tactical gas to get him out of the car. He was holding a woman at gunpoint, though. When two officers shot him multiple times, that woman ran down the interstate, refusing to surrender herself. And while officers struggled with her, she stabbed a canine officer. We have learned that dog has been treated and released.
We are learning more about what might be behind the deaths of a mother and a son found dead inside their home in Sauk City this weekend. Autopsies for 88-year-old Margaret Foss and her son, 63-year-old David, show that David likely died from natural causes a few days before Margaret died. David was Margaret's caregiver, so police think she may not have been able to take care of herself.
The Born Alive bill is on its way to Governor Evers' desk after passing the state legislature yesterday. The governor says he plans on vetoing that measure, and Republicans who control both the Senate and Assembly don't have enough votes to override that decision. The bill addresses the rare occasion in which a baby is born alive during an abortion attempt and would put the doctor behind bars for up to 6 years.
Wisconsin is one step closer to getting electric scooters after the Senate passed legislation to legalize them across the state. The proposal would allow cities to pass their own regulations when it comes to renting those scooters. The president for Downtown Madison, Inc. told News 3 Now those regulations are important to prevent overcrowding issues that cities like Dallas and Austin have seen. The Assembly and the governor do still need to approve that bill.
As we mark the 75th anniversary of D-Day today, Wisconsin's getting a special designation from the federal government that will help connect more military spouses to jobs. While the state's unemployment rate is below 3%, the unemployment rate for those husbands and wives is around 24%. Erin Lang's husband is still serving at a Marines base in California. When she left the Marines herself, she had never written a resume or filled out an application. But Lang was lucky enough to find a company she says values what military spouses have to offer.
Your life is constantly changing. You're very organized. You know how to give direction and take direction from people that aren't necessarily your managers. They're really your spouse's command, and you just follow their direction anyways.
The goal of the new Military Spouse Economic Empowerment Zone is to not only educate military families of all of the resources available to them, but to also inform companies about the flexibility workers may need if their significant other is enlisted.
All right, 6:05 your time now. Besides our love of beer, brats, and cheese, there is one thing that unites us South Central Wisconsinites, and that's our area code. It's 608.
And this Saturday is 608 Day. If you're wondering what exactly that is, our Christina Laurie joins us live in downtown to help us out. What can folks expect this weekend, Christina?
Well, anyone that comes out for 608 Day, Josh and Leah, can expect deals, and how about some more deals? We're getting the party started early this morning. We're joined by Anna from Destination Madison and Amanda from the Wisconsin Historical Society, where we are in this morning. So, Anna, I'm going to start with you. Yeah. How did you guys come up with this idea for 608 Day?
Well, we really wanted to make it something that could celebrate the 608 area code, hence happening on June 8th. And it's really just a day to celebrate everything that we love about Madison and the greater Madison area, whether that's the local businesses, the local parks, festivals, attractions, and all of that is available on Saturday.
And so you'll find a bunch of different food offerings for $6.08. And here at the Wisconsin Historical Museum, you'll find all Madison-themed merchandise 6.08% off.
That's correct.
So what can folks expect when they come out here?
When they come here, we've got all sorts of things relating to Madison history, including books on Madison, as well as unique merchandise on the Madison flag. So we've got all sorts of things relating to the Madison flag, including pet accessories, an actual flag you could hang at your house, and custom blankets.
And this is a site that people probably have walked by dozens and dozens of times when they come out to the farmers market on the Capitol Square. So, Anna, I just want to go back to you real quick. What are some of, in your opinion, the best deals that are offered this weekend?
Oh man, picking the best deal is going to be hard, but it kind of depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for something outside, I mean, there's a Madison Food Explorers walking tour. That's going to be a great event in the beautiful weather. There's a Mallards game going on. And then, of course, you said food and beverage deals, so get out on the patio and enjoy some 608 cocktails and some great food specials.
Thank you guys so much. So we're going to keep them here, and we'll touch back in with them. We're also going to be joined, speaking of the Mallards, we're going to be joined by the team's communications director, Tyler Isham. He's going to join us at 6:30. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, we're always about the weekend and the 608
Yes, we
here
are.
in Madison. Christina, thank you so much.
Well, we are hoping your 608 Day didn't include a trip to the beach because a number of Madison area beaches are already closed due to blue-green algae blooms. This morning, there is no swimming at B.B. Clark, Olbrich, Verona Fireman's Park, or Warner beaches. High levels of both bacteria and that blue-green algae are already causing problems at those locations. A reminder, blue-green algae is toxic to both people and to pets and should be avoided. You can find updated closures on any area beaches over on the City of Madison's website.
Crazy, we're already talking about that.
I know, it seems early.
I know it does. All right, still ahead for us this morning. New research is showing while cancer deaths are going down, those dying by heart disease is on the rise. Dr. Mara joins us after the break with what you need to know.
Plus, looks like it's going to be a pretty clear and sunny start to the weekend. Look at that gorgeous shot out of Platteville. Hattie's tracking her first alert forecast. That's next on News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the patio. We have clear skies overhead. The sun is up this morning and we're headed to a pretty nice day. Temperatures are expected to warm pretty quickly this morning. Speaking of nice weather, the weather looks absolutely perfect for the More Than Pink Walk coming up on Saturday. There's going to be sun from start to finish for that event. If you are headed out early for registration and t-shirt pickup, 7 o'clock, temperatures will be in the upper 50s, but by 10 o'clock, as the race comes to an end, or the walk, I should say, temperatures will already be around 70 degrees. So pretty comfortable conditions for that walk on Saturday. Now, nothing showing up on the radar map around here. Things are very quiet. There is a little bit of cloud cover showing up just south of the state line, mainly some high-level cirrus clouds due to some rain activity well to the south. So some of those clouds may skirt southern Wisconsin today, but our forecast does call for plenty of sunshine. Here's a view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. A little bit hazy still this morning. We have been dealing with some fog that has developed mainly in southwestern Wisconsin. Visibility in Prairie du Chien and Monroe right around 0 this morning. Just a half-mile visibility in Mineral Point. Temperatures where that fog has developed are in the 60s, very close to the dew point. A little bit cooler here in Madison and Janesville and points to the east with temperatures in the 50s this morning. There's a look at those current dew point numbers. When you get dew points that are very close to the temperatures, clear skies and light winds, that's the recipe for fog development. Sun is going to take care of that fog pretty quickly today. Dew points should remain a little lower than they were yesterday. Should stay in the mid to upper 50s through the afternoon. So it'll feel not quite as humid today. Your future track forecast model again shows you that fog dissipating this morning. Look for lots of sunshine with temperatures climbing to highs in the upper 70s here in Madison. Wouldn't be surprised though to see it get a little bit warmer west of Dane County with temperatures in the 80s from Mineral Point over to the Mississippi River Valley. Here's a look at your evening forecast then. Staying pretty quiet. Looks like a beautiful evening with temperatures dropping into the 60s by 11. Overnight lows will bottom out at 54. They're back up to near 80 again on Friday and Saturday. Looks like a very dry start to the weekend. Sunday's forecast brings a chance for rain, especially in the afternoon and evening. That could linger into Monday. Overall, though, I think we'll likely see a cooling trend as we head through the end of next week. Let's get a look at your traffic maps now this morning with Josh Tim. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. A quiet start on the Beltline with no major delays showing up in either direction at this point. Other roads here in Dane County not looking too bad either. Some of the usual brake lights are beginning to show up on Verona Road and Stoughton Road as you're approaching the Beltline ramps. Nothing to slow you down around campus. Volume and shouldn't be an issue at least for another half hour or so. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving at the posted speeds with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
There's some good news this morning for those of us who've had a family member touched by cancer. The number of deaths caused by cancer is going down.
But the number of deaths due to a different disease continues to climb. Joining us to dive into those numbers is Dr. Mandira Mehra from SSM Health. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is really important news, especially for women, right?
Correct, for women, but also men. You know, a lot of focus over the past 20, 30 years has been about men, heart disease, men. But like you said, now this is something women have to also be very concerned about. So this is fascinating because we always talk about heart disease, cancer, and a lot of times now people say, oh, well, heart disease, you can take care of a heart attack, right? But cancer is really scary. Interestingly, a study that looked at the past 18 years noticed that cancer deaths are actually on the decline. So even though it is still a leading cause of death, it is on the decline by about 19%. So good job, all the doctors, researchers, radiation oncologists, surgeons are doing a great job. People out there maybe are even doing their part. Unfortunately, though, we're losing the battle on heart disease and stroke. And what's amazing about this is up to 90% of cardiovascular disease, so that means heart attack, stroke, other vascular etiologies, are preventable. So we're talking about preventable cause of death here. And in the 40s to 60s age category, cancer and heart disease are still the leading causes of death. So what can we do? What's the good news here? We don't just want to be Debbie Downers and talk about negative things. The good news here is that there's 4 factors that the study looked at: smoking, obesity, having a healthy diet, and an ideal body weight. Just doing 3 out of the 4 of those reduce your cardiovascular risk or your heart attack risk by about 45%.
Wow.
So that's almost 50%. So if you're listening to this and you're on your way to work and you notice, you know what, every morning you get your coffee, you grab your 2 donuts, and maybe you have a cigarette. If you just cut out 2 or 3 of those things or modify them, maybe grab a healthy bag of nuts, maybe jog before you go to work or exercise, maybe start watching your body weight. If you just do a couple of these things we talked about, you're decreasing your heart attack risk by over 45%. So I know a lot of us feel discouraged, and I hear all the time, Dr. Mara, but I have a strong family history of heart attack. I have a strong family history of stroke. Pretty much there's nothing I can do. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. There's still a lot you can do. We really want to encourage that right now, even though in the country we're losing this war on obesity, we're losing the war on basically unhealthy lifestyles, there's a lot we can do. Just reach out to your doctor if you're not sure. There's plenty of health benefits also to cancer. So a lot of cancers also are related to obesity, are related to unhealthy eating habits. Not all, but some. So it's not that you're just benefiting your heart and your brain, you're also potentially helping and decreasing your cancer risk.
All right, Dr. Mara, as always, we appreciate you helping us out.
Great to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Mara. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
.621 on your Thursday morning, and we have a little fog out there, but it's actually making for a pretty spectacular sunrise, Hattie.
Yeah, kind of a cool shot on the WISC-TV sky cam. You can see the sun is up, but a little hazy on the ground, some moisture in the atmosphere. It was humid yesterday.
It was.
It really was.
It was definitely humid. Shouldn't be quite as bad today, although this morning, still a little humid. Let's step over here and look at what it looks like in Platteville. Again, sort of the same situation, a little bit of a haze there in the atmosphere. We do have some fog this morning. Visibility is down now in Mineral Point to zero. Zero visibility in Monroe as well as Viroqua. Quarter-mile visibility in Prairie du Chien. So definitely south and west of Dane County, you're dealing with some pretty thick fog this morning. The temperatures, though, will start to climb pretty rapidly. We're in the 50s from Madison and points to the east. To the west, quite a mild start with mid-60s this morning. Here's a look at your bus stop weather forecast. If kids still have school today, I know Madison kids are still in school. Look for lots of sunshine. Temperatures will climb into the mid and upper 70s by later on this afternoon. So definitely do not need a jacket today. And that's your bus stop forecast.
All right, Hattie, thanks so much. It is 6:22 right now. A beloved teacher right here in Dane County is retiring after decades of helping young people in jail continue their education.
Now local educators are vowing to continue her hard work. 23 years ago, a legislative change required school districts to provide services to young people in adult jail settings. Deb Anderson, or Teacher Deb as she's known, decided to get involved. She designed a high school within the Dane County Jail. Deb celebrated her retirement yesterday.
It feels bittersweet. I'm leaving a job that I love, but it's time for a rising star to come in, and I have things to do in the community and hoping to find the next thing that I love to put my energy into.
We are so happy for her. Deputies say Deb brought with her a love of teaching, a commitment to serving youth in need, and enough energy to create the program from scratch. Staff from the Madison School District do plan to continue building upon the legacy Deb has created.
She talks about that energy, and you can still see it in her. She just has that love and that just utter respect for trying to help those in need, and I think that is just incredible.
Quite a loss for that program, but hey, it sounds like some well-deserved time off.
For sure.
Congrats to Deb.
All right, 6:23 right now. Still ahead for us on this Thursday morning. School is coming to an end next week, and with that, a stable supply of food for many students.
How you can help keep students fed during the summer. We'll have that and more local news straight ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
Right now, how you can help someone who is having a heart attack.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us for the final half hour of News 3 Now this morning on this Thursday. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day, a big turning point in World War II and a day thousands put their lives at risk for freedom.
You might have caught some of CBS News' live coverage of the service happening over in Normandy this morning. A really beautiful tribute to the thousands of service members who put their lives at risk, like you just said.
Yeah, we sat here obviously waiting for our show and just the chills for some of those moments. Just an incredible day, and I can't wait to see more of the coverage coming up on CBS this morning.
Yeah, I certainly got a little emotional watching it.
Very emotional. All right, out to Hattie McLean now with a very sunny Thursday forecast. Good news in the weather department this morning, Hads.
Yes, for once, good news coming out of the weather department. We have dry weather in the forecast, lots of sunshine and comfortable conditions. Take a look at some of those weather maps this morning. We'll show you that visibility is a bit of an issue, though, in some spots. It's near zero in Monroe and Mineral Point. We have some fog developing in Lone Rock, as well as Prairie du Chien at this hour. So be aware of the fog south and west of Madison. That's where temperatures are still in the 60s this morning. We've dropped to 57 here in Madison. It's 59 in Janesville and 56 in Watertown. As you head out the door this morning, you'll definitely want to grab those sunglasses, though. The sun should take care of the fog pretty quickly. Temperatures will climb through the 60s, back into the mid and upper 70s later on this afternoon. Lots of sunshine in our forecast today as well. Now let's get a look at those first alert traffic maps this morning. There are no major issues here in and around Madison. Starting to slow down a little bit in the downtown areas and on Park Street, but nothing that's going to add too many minutes to your commute just yet. No accidents around Dane County, but keep in mind the State Patrol is planning aerial enforcement today along the interstate in Dane County. They're going to be enforcing speed limits and other traffic laws. So you have been warned.
We have been warned, and I tell you what, those polar bears are having a time of their lives this morning.
Yeah, they're giving us a hint. It is another pool day today.
That looked like me yesterday afternoon. Hattie, you mentioned this morning in the makeup room, I'm definitely getting a little bit more sun this week.
Can you flip that well, though?
No, I cannot. No.
We need to get you some sunscreen. We just need like a whole summer supply.
Hey, I've been putting the sunscreen on, so we're fine. We're fine.
All right.
Thanks, Ads.
You're welcome.
First this half hour, the Madison Police Department is launching an internal investigation after an officer was accused of using excessive force during an incident with a 17-year-old boy. You're about to see some home surveillance video of that incident. In an incident report, police say the teen was showing threatening behavior. A family friend says the teen was not resisting arrest, but officers disagree, saying that he spit at police. The report does note one officer, quote, delivered several strikes in order to gain control. Police are not commenting any further until their internal investigation is wrapped up. The boy has since been taken to Winnebago Mental Health Institute after he was cleared at the hospital.
As students get ready for summer break, the Goodman Community Center is still looking for donations for their food pantry. The center says food insecurity is at its worst during the summertime. One of the reasons is because families who've been dependent on free and reduced meal programs at their child's school aren't able to access those services. Along with food donations, the Goodman Center is asking people to donate the plastic grocery bags they might have piling up at home.
Just imagine that you don't have a car when you go grocery shopping and you need to carry things on the bus. You're reliant on a 45-minute bus ride one direction to grab your groceries and then hauling it back another time, and maybe you have kids with you as well.
The center is also looking for personal hygiene products, household supplies, and diapers.
In Janesville, the summer food service program will start up in just a couple of weeks now. The Gazette reports free summer meals will be available for kids starting Monday, June 17th. That program is sponsored by the Janesville School District and funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's available for anyone under 18 to help meet the need for lunches when school is out. Meals do have to be eaten on site. You can find a full list of those locations serving lunch over on the district's website.
All right, 6:31 right now. So there's a new way to save money, shop local, and celebrate everything Madison has to offer this weekend. Saturday is 608 Day.
Who doesn't love that? Playing off our area code, it's a day to celebrate and enjoy all things that make southern Wisconsin a great place to live. Something that Josh and I know, something that Christina Laurie knows. She's joining us live downtown with more this morning. Hi, Christina.
Hi guys, you guys both know that we celebrate the weekend in the 608 here on the program every Friday, but we're celebrating a day early today with Tyler from the Mallards and Amanda again from the Wisconsin Historical Society, talking about some deals that you can find on 608 Day. So what are you guys offering, Tyler?
Yeah, so we have a home game on Saturday night, 6:05 p.m., and actually all of our terrace seat tickets are going to be $6.08 in celebration of 608 Day. And when those run out, we're going to extend that to the rest of the grandstand as well. So it'll be the best deal that you can get all year at the ballpark to get into the gates.
And it's supposed to be a beautiful night for baseball, and your team is doing really well. The only thing that would be better if the game started at 6:08.
Well, yeah, exactly. I could make that happen probably, but yeah, 6:05 is the scheduled start, I guess. Yeah, the team's doing great. We're 8-1 so far. Our first loss last night, but we get back after it tonight, and yeah, we're excited.
And real quick, we want to go over to Amanda as well. She's from the Historical Society. What kind of deals are you guys offering?
Well, we really want people to show their Madison pride and get that out in the community. So we're offering 6.08% off all of our Madison-themed books, merchandise, which includes the unique Madison flag, which we launched here last year in conjunction with the City of Madison.
Thank you so much. That's what everyone's looking at right now, that new flag design. You can grab all of this merchandise at the store that's just off the square. So if you're down here for the farmers market Saturday morning, it's a great excuse to stop on by. I know I've walked by this place dozens of times and never have, unfortunately, made the decision to come inside. But I might do so this weekend, and hopefully we'll take advantage of some of the 608 Day events, Josh and Leah.
Heck yes, we will.
Yes,
Any
we will.
reason to celebrate our area.
I love it.
Christina Laurie reporting for us. Thank you, Christina.
In honor of CPR and AD Awareness Week, Dane County first responders are encouraging people to become trained in CPR and download an app called Pulse Point. The app alerts trained bystanders when there's a cardiac event near them so they can help.
Community leaders are honoring a Madison College student who survived a cardiac arrest, all thanks to her classmates' quick response. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi and Madison firefighters recognized 28-year-old Tori Smith yesterday. She has a history of type 1 diabetes and Addison's disease. Tori was actually participating in an EMT training when she had a heart attack. Her classmates immediately jumped in, performing chest compressions on her for 60 minutes and ultimately saving her life. Now she's sharing her story to encourage others to learn what to do during a cardiac event.
It's a scary instance. You're freaking out kind of. It's like, oh my goodness, now what? My husband or my girlfriend or my boyfriend, my child has dropped. He's not breathing. I don't know what to do. Learn some CPR. You could save somebody's baby. You could save somebody's husband or wife and make their story. You could be a part of somebody else's story by doing that.
Something Tori certainly knows firsthand. According to the American Heart Association, every minute without CPR decreases survival chances by 10%.
So today marks the start of Madison Burger Week. The Wisconsin Beef Council is teaming up with the local newspaper Isthmus to highlight the best burgers the Madison area has to offer. More than 36 restaurants are vying for the title of Best Burger this year. Some choose to highlight the most well-known burgers on their menu, while others cook up something new just for the contest. Aside from bragging rights, the event also serves as a fundraiser, with all the participating restaurants making a donation to the River Food Pantry. You can vote for your favorite online at madburgerweek.com. Burger Week runs through June 13th. Madison Bike Week also continues today with one of our favorite events of the week. Get ready for bacon on the bike path.
Oh, yeah.
Bacon and bikes. How can you go wrong there, right?
Nope.
Planet Bike has been serving up bacon for bikers since 2007. You can grab yours from 7 until 10 on the Capital City Trail at Law Park on the shores of Lake Monona. You might want to get there early, though. Last year, they ran out pretty quickly.
All right, from bacon to beer, after 2 years of uncertainty, patrons of the State Street Taco Bell can finally live Mas with a cold one in their hands. A first pour ceremony at the Taco Bell Cantina downtown will commemorate its new liquor license. If you decide to swing by, you'll get a free taco as part of the restaurant's celebration. You might remember former Mayor Soglin blocked Taco Bell's attempt at a liquor license before Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway took office, then reversed that decision. All right, 6:36 your time now. What does a woman living with breast cancer look like to you?
I think people are shocked. They're all like, oh, you look great.
Coming up tonight at 10, we are going to introduce you to one Madison woman who is changing the way people think of folks living with this disease. How her metastatic breast cancer fight is inspiring and helping others. And the latest from local researchers who say manageable treatment likely isn't far away. You can watch that full story this evening. That's on News 3 Now at 10.
We've had incredible stories leading up to the walk next weekend, or this weekend rather, and I just think these stories are incredible, and these women are just, they're just impactful, which is just incredible.
Christina Laurie does a really, really lovely job of personalizing this story, this idea of breast cancer, and putting a face to something that many of us haven't experienced.
Yeah, looking forward to that story tonight.
All right, 6:37. Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us, and Kate sent in this beautiful photo of Plain, Wisconsin. She said, not so plain on this particular morning.
That's an incredible shot. Yeah, that looks like from when we had some storms roll in. That's always the best. I mean, we love our sunrise shots, but we also love our weather shots.
And we've had plenty of weather shots to choose from recently, although Hattie does have lots of sun in the forecast.
That's some good news. All right, Kate, thanks for sharing. If you've got a photo you'd like to share with us, just go to the Channel 3000 social media pages and use the hashtag MyNews3Mornings so Lee and I can pick out our favorites and air them right here on the show. All right, 6:40 is your time. So usually we're all about looking forward here on the program, but today on the 75th anniversary of D-Day, we're going to take a look back.
150,000 American soldiers and their allies hit the beaches of Normandy, France, straight into German gunfire on this day back in 1944. More than 6,000 Americans lost their lives in the battle that turned the tide in World War II.
Yeah, President Trump, along with French President Emmanuel Macron and hundreds more, gathered this morning in the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial to remember and honor those who served and gave their lives in the name of freedom.
The two presidents took the time to walk through, greet, and thank the World War II veterans who were there attending the ceremony. And I got a little bit choked up watching that. I actually was able to visit the Normandy American Cemetery out in Normandy back in college when I was studying abroad in France. And you just don't understand the gravity. You you don't understand what these men gave for our country until you're really there seeing that.
You think about the history and you think about every personal story that each of these people have, and it can't help but give you a little chill through your spine just to think of everything that they did for us today. And it's just, you can't thank them enough.
It was a beautiful thing seeing President Trump and President Macron really honor these men. I mean, they're in their 90s. Look at that, the service that they provided our country.
Yeah, an incredible commemoration this morning. And of course, CBS This Morning will have much more coverage live from Normandy coming up here at 7 o'clock. So looking forward to that. Yes, we will. All right, so it is Friday, Junior, and that means, of course, we're looking ahead of the weekend. We're always looking ahead of the weekend.
Yes, we are.
Patty will let us know just how long this sunshine is sticking around and whether we need to worry about those showers returning anytime soon.
But first, it is Thursday, June 6th, and we want to say happy birthday to Ellie, Maisie, Grady, Aiden, and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks so much for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
All right, 6:46 right now. We are trying to figure out if those Bears are fighting, if they're playing, are they having a good time?
Josh, it's kind of like you and I when we're talking about whether Wisconsin or Minnesota is the best state. It starts as a joke and then gets really serious.
I mean, I don't think that I haven't tackled you off the desk yet. But
I mean, no fists have come out quite yet.
Yeah, it's still young.
Oh, indeed it is. But hey, it is a pool day. If you're going to be out in the pool, though, Hattie, please try not to beat anybody up.
Keep it clean.
Oh my goodness.
No fighting in the pool.
Yeah.
That's what I tell the kids all the time. It is a nice start to the day. A little bit of fog you can see behind me. This is the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam looking out in Platteville. A little hazy, some fog there. Our forecast, though, over the next 10 days, actually pretty nice. Normal highs are in the mid-70s. We'll be a little bit above that for the rest of this week, then start to dip down a little bit. Some of those earlier forecast models towards the end of next week are cooling things down a little bit more. So if you have plans for maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, keep a close eye on the forecast because those numbers may change. Here's a look, though, at what we have for the next couple of days at least. High pressure in control. That is still dominating the weather here across Wisconsin. There is quite a bit of moisture to the south, but watch what happens as we put this map into motion. With this area of high pressure not moving too far, it really is going to suppress all the rain chances to the south of Wisconsin. So we stay dry here for the next couple of days. Our next weather maker is the system coming out of Canada, more specifically that cold front that will arrive on Sunday. So it looks like we are going to stay dry until then. It'll be a beautiful, warm start to the weekend, but then that front marching across Minnesota late Saturday into Wisconsin on Sunday again brings a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. If you are traveling today, that rain I mentioned to the south, keeping temperatures down a little bit, mid-70s in Memphis and Tulsa with showers and thunderstorms then down to the Gulf Coast. To the north, though, pretty dry and quite mild. Upper 80s in St. Louis and Omaha. Down in the southwest, heating up as well with triple-digit heat forecast there today. Now, there aren't any flight delays right now as you look at the country, all the major airports. There is some fog through the Great Lakes region, but it's not causing any major flight delays right now. Here's a look from the WISC-TV Skycam looking to the west. Again, a little bit of foggy conditions there, but visibility still 5 miles at the airport. Zero visibility in Monroe and Mineral Point. Zero visibility as well in Viroqua. Visibility through the Wisconsin River Valley is down to less than a mile right now as well. Here's a look at our temperatures. 64, a pretty common number to the west. Prairie du Chien all the way to Lone Rock and Mineral Point. 64 degrees. It's even 60 in the Dells. 57 here in Madison. Dew points are in the 50s and 60s to the west, so it's still feeling a little muggy outside this morning. Dew points, though, should drop into the mid-50s for the entire region today, so it's not going to feel quite as humid. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Once the fog lifts, expect plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s here in Madison. Would not be surprised, though, to see some 80s to the west. The forecast looks dry through the evening hours, so just a gorgeous evening setting up. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Dry, as I said, Friday and Saturday. Chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Sunday, and then cooling down as we head into next week. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast. This is Greta in Whitewater.
Oh.
Greta looks like a puppy.
What a sweet
Very
face.
cute. She has the kiddie pool out too, so
She's not fighting at the pool. It's still not as cool as what.
Are they getting along?
They're
Look at them. They've separated.
Time out. They've been put in time out.
What's
Different
happening?
corners.
Taking their notes from Greta.
Yeah.
Well-behaved pup.
That's true.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next.
6:53, time for the morning sprint as our team gives you the most local news to start your Thursday.
We start overseas in France with the 75th anniversary of D-Day. President Trump, along with French President Emmanuel Macron, are commemorating the anniversary with a service this morning. On this day in 1944, 150,000 American soldiers and their allies hit the beaches of Normandy, France, straight into German gunfire. More than 6,000 Americans lost their lives in the battle that turned the tide in World War II and set the stage for an Allied victory just 1 year later.
Back here at home, the Madison Police Department is launching an internal investigation after an officer was accused of using excessive force during an incident with a 17-year-old boy. The report notes one officer delivered several strikes in order to gain control. Police will not comment until their internal investigation is complete.
Metcalf stores here in Madison will be pulling all Fair Oaks Farms products, otherwise known as Fairlife, over allegations of animal abuse. Tim Metcalf took to Facebook this week to make that announcement. He shared undercover video taken at that farm that shows employees abusing animals there. Metcalf's joined stores across the country that are pulling Fairlife products from their shelves since that video was released.
The Born Alive bill is on its way to the governor's desk this morning after passing the Wisconsin state legislature. Governor Evers says he plans to veto the measure, and Republicans who control both the Senate and Assembly don't have enough votes to override that decision. The bill addresses the rare occasion in which a baby is born alive during an abortion attempt.
Wisconsin is one step closer to getting electric scooters. Yesterday, the Senate passed legislation to legalize those scooters across the state. The proposal would allow cities to pass their own regulations when it comes to renting scooters. The Assembly and the governor do still need to approve that bill.
State Senate Republicans are considering a price increase in vehicle registrations as a potential way to pay for road renovations. They're considering a $10 increase in what a currently $75 fee is. Republicans are discussing alternative proposals and plan to vote today during a joint finance committee meeting. The governor has suggested raising gas taxes, but Republicans aren't in favor of that idea.
If you are driving in southwestern Wisconsin, you're likely dealing with fog. Visibility near zero in Monroe and Mineral Point, just 3/4 of a mile in Lone Rock. Now, fog should lift rather quickly this morning. Lots of sun through the afternoon hours. Temperatures climbing to around 70 by lunchtime, topping at 77 degrees later on this afternoon.
Blue-green algae blooms are already popping up around Dane County and causing problems for area beaches this morning. There's no swimming at B.B. Clark, Olbrich, Verona Fireman's Park, and Warner beaches. A reminder, blue-green algae blooms are toxic to both people and pets and should be avoided. You can find updated closures on the city's website.
Today marks the start of Madison Burger Week here in town. The Wisconsin Beef Council is teaming up with the Isthmus to highlight the best burgers the Madison area has to offer. More than 36 restaurants are vying for the title of Best Burger this year. You can vote for your favorite online at madburgerweek.com. Burger Week runs through June 13th.
Looking ahead, Saturday is 608 day, and this morning we're getting a preview of some of the deals you and your family will want to take advantage of. From music festivals and wine tastings to ice cream flights and even laser tag. Everywhere you go this weekend, you'll see things to do and eat for just $6.08. The day is meant to help people kick off summer locally by celebrating and enjoying what makes Madison and the 608 area a great place to live. If you'd like to get a head start on planning your weekend festivities, you can find a full list of 608 day deals on our website, channel3000.com.
Christina, thank you. You can expect some extra traffic around campus later tonight thanks to Paul McCartney's much anticipated sold-out show at the Cole Center, which starts at 8 o'clock. That means you'll probably have a hard time finding a parking space in downtown. You can expect plenty of people trying to cross the street if you're driving in that area. So even if you aren't going to the concert, you might want to plan ahead.
Speaking of traffic, 6:57, let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your first alert traffic. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, usual morning crowd is starting to show up on the westbound Beltline near Monona, but otherwise no major delays to worry about quite yet. Inbound John Nolan tapping the brakes near the Rimrock and Olin Avenue intersections heading into downtown. Road work on southbound Highway 151. It is causing delays again between Columbus and Sun Prairie. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving at the posted speeds with no major crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh.
And again, just beware of that fog south and west of Madison this morning. Lots of sunshine, though, in our forecast today. Temperatures will top in the upper 70s.
All right, thanks, Hattie, and thanks for joining us. Make it a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning on a Friday.